sell it quickly. So it's a great idea to call Sunday, get them involved. They can also give you a $20,000 cash advance when you sell it Sunday. And this is a big, huge company, right? It's not a mom and pop shop.
Discerning drivers will appreciate the 2011 Hyundai Accent.
825 offer. 825 offer for Sunday.com. SUNDAE.com. Sunday is a California licensed real estate broker dealer. Licensed
Discerning drivers will appreciate the
LA Kings hockey is back on October 14th as the Kings kick off the season against the Vegas Golden Knights. All fans in attendance receive an LA Kings t-shirt presented by Valley Sports West. Tickets are available at lakings.com/opening night.
Do you need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and 0% deferred interest financing. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Your KFI Money Report brought to you by Baylon. The Dow is down today, 9 points. Nasdaq down 74.
Step into the 2000.
The average price of regular gas in California is $4.43 a gallon.
Bayalarm Advanced Video Security proactively protects your property, stopping crime before it starts.
Southland weather from KFI, mostly clear out there through the night and a little cooler. Lows above 50 degrees. Sunny and about 5 degrees warmer Saturday. Highs above 60 at the beaches, above 70 Metro LA Orange County, above 80 Inland Empire in the valleys. A little hotter Sunday. And then back down again a bit on Monday. Right now in Lake Forest, 66, Fountain Valley, 67, Marina Del Rey, 64, Manhattan Beach, 65 degrees. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Michael Crozier.
KFI AM 640, it is the Conway Show. Yeah, ding dong, it's Friday. Yeah, kind of cool, right? Loosen the tie. You know, you're going home, maybe have a couple of beers, maybe blow a little weed.
Whoa.
You know, I don't know. Whatever you do to shake off reality. Because reality's tough, man. It's tough to be in reality 24 hours a day. Ooh, boy. There's a lot of decisions to make. A lot of people want to get a hold of you. A lot of bad news flowing your way. And you can leave reality.
Nothing you want to tell us?
Not on the air right now. But anyway, let's start with one of the cooler dudes who works here at KFI. Corbin Carson, how are you, bub?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing excellent. I love the This Sand Is My Sand, the stolen legacy of Bruce Beach. This is so great that family got that property back.
Well, it's in the process of getting it back. It has gone through a lot of hurdles so far. The county still has about several months of details that they have to figure out, some tax stuff, figuring out the genealogy of who the exact descendants are, proving that. But they're hoping maybe by Juneteenth, 2022, so next June, that it'll be fully transferred over then. I mean, just if people don't remember, this is property in Manhattan Beach that almost 100 years ago, the city at that time used eminent domain to take the beach from this black family who had built a thriving cafe, a lodge, a dance hall.
Wow.
And this thing was successful for more than a decade. It became known as Bruce's Beach. It was one of the only places up and down the coast where black people were allowed to enjoy the beach. And then, you know, the couple and other families were harassed by neighbors and the KKK. Well, that didn't work. The city took the land on the premise of building a park. The park was never built, or wasn't built for decades, I should say. And then Charles and Willa Bruce paid $1,225 for that land. That property today estimated to be worth more than $70 million.
No way. How many acres is it?
It's 2 plots, not even acres.
Holy, wait, that's worth $70 million?
Oh yeah, it's right. It's oceanfront. It's right next.
Oh
to
my God!
It's a beautiful, beautiful lot here. So.
And how long was it taken from them?
This was in 1912. Willa Bruce bought it in 1912. So then it was eventually till 1924 when they declared it eminent domain, and then the process was actually complete in 1929.
Okay, so about 110 years total.
Yeah, about 100 years, yeah.
So what they should do is the next 110 years, make it blacks only to make up for it. And then any white people that walk near the property or on the bike ramp, they should just say, no.
Move it along.
We got another 110 years, buddy, then we'll be even Steven.
What's funny is I talked with the great-great-grandson of Charles and Willa Bruce about that. I said, hey, man, I know, and this is in the special, which is tomorrow night, 8 to 10, here on KFI, but I said, hey, have you had any grand ideas about, you know, what are you going to do because if it were me, I had similar ideas like you, close off the beach, we can only do this on Thursday and certain, that sort of thing. But no, he was much more of a classy man, talking about wanting to honor what God is bringing him in his words, and wanting to, at one point he was talking about moving his family back there to try to reclaim the destiny of what Willa Bruce had wanted, which was, a lodge that was,
Wow.
was open to everybody, but ended up being like, for black people and stuff like that. But now he says he feels like given the tone that has come out of that, because there's been a lot of arguing in Manhattan Beach about, whether or not the city should apologize for something that happened so long ago. Should they've argued about whether the land should be given back, even though that land belongs to the county. So that kind of vituperative discussion has been going on this whole time. And so he says now he's not sure his family would be safe there given that climate.
How long have they been fighting to get it back?
Well, the family has been going back and forth about this for decades. It was a quiet story back in the 50s when a gentleman did a thesis. A retired educator did a thesis and said, "Hey, you guys took this park under the ruse of you took this land under the ruse of a park. Where's that park?" And so that ended up getting the park at least done. It went through a whole bunch of names until Manhattan Beach former mayor Mitch Ward got the name changed to Bruce's Beach. And then last year, when during the protests and following the murder of George Floyd, a protester got the attention of everybody again, and LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn came back and said, "Hey, why don't we give the land back?" Then they had to take it to the Senate to get some state legislation to get restrictions removed off of the land so the county could actually do it, because it was public property. But let me just play you a piece of this about that apology before you let me go, just so people get an idea of it. Again, the city went through hours of city council meetings, asking a task force to verify the history. Many people saying they don't think that an apology is necessary. They want an acknowledgement is there, but not an apology, acknowledging that this wrong happened, but not an apology. And I asked Anthony Bruce, the great-great-grandson of Willa Bruce, what he thought about that apology.
It doesn't cost anything to apologize to somebody for something that has happened to them. Even if it's just to show sympathy, that would be enough. I'm not looking for an apology. Our family's not looking for an apology. We want justice. But I look at it like if somebody passed away and you just told that person who was related to that person who passed away, "Hey, I'm sorry for your loss." I mean, that's just sympathetic. To ask for the forgiveness, that would at least initiate some kind of response on their part so that they're accepting or at least willing to accept change.
And I got to tell you, this is a very powerful special for people who are going to listen to it. It's taking a very close look at race and history in this country, and people should listen tomorrow night.
Sunday night, isn't it? Saturday at 8. I'm sorry, Saturday at 8, right.
8 to 10, and then there's an encore presentation on Sunday night, 8 to 10 as well.
I see, that's where I got confused. But are there any other pieces of property like this out there that you know of?
Oh, yes, and one of the great things, I'm glad you brought that up, one of the great things
can you sit with us? Because this is an important story. Can you hang with us?
Sure.
Okay, all right, hold on one sec. All right, Corbin Carson's with us. He's got a big special coming up tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. They're also going to replay it Sunday at 8. It's an in-depth look by KFI News, and Corbin Carson's been all over this story. It's the history of the beach and this property at the beach, Bruce's Beach, where for 110 years it's been taken from this family. Now the property is going to be returned. And according to Corbin Carson, it sounds like he's done his homework, this piece of property will be worth $70 million. Wow, unbelievable. So right before we take a break here, I asked him, are there any other piece of property out there? And he said, it's a good question, so let's find out. There's more property out there. All right, we're live on KFI. More now with Crozier.
Officials say it may take months to figure out if hundreds of giant sequoias were killed by wildfires in Northern California. A Taliban official says at least 46 people have been killed in an explosion at a mosque in Afghanistan. And an Associated Press report says a fringe group of anti-vaccine chiropractors is responsible for a lot of the information about masks and immunizations. We'll check some problems in Echo Park next.
Rate subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount and certain restrictions apply. 50% loan to value and 740 FICO credit score. First lien only. This is a dramatization. Cash out will vary. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California financing law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender. Can you believe how much the Garcia's house sold for? I know. Home values are so high right now. I wish I could pull about $50,000 from my home's equity without selling. You can. We just pulled cash from our home's equity to redo our backyard this summer. We used IntelliLoan, and get this, our monthly payments actually went down. IntelliLoan offered us a 1.875% rate and APR with no points or lender fees. Wow, 1.875% with no points and no lender fees. Hello, new pool. Take the number. It's 800-918-6200. 800-918-6200. Or just go to IntelliLoan.com. IntelliLoan. Borrow smart.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by D-Trans $4 rides to SoFi.
It's Walker Buehler against the Giants' Logan Webb in the first game of the Battle of California. Games 1 and 2 in San Francisco, then it's on to Dodger Stadium Monday. Earlier, the Brewers squeezed out a 2-1 win over the Braves in the first game of that series. It was tied to the 7th in Houston when the Astros blew it open and beat the White Sox 9-4. Houston's now up 2-0. USC hosts Utah tomorrow. UCLA's at Arizona. I'm Richard Johnson.
Want to see the Rams and Chargers without fighting traffic or searching for parking? Now you can with G-Trans new line 7X Stadium Express. Just $4 round trip to SoFi Stadium every Sunday. It's a real game changer. Learn more at ridegtrans.com.
Let's check a walk.
It's along Glendale Boulevard, kind of at the north end there of Echo Park Lake. So Glendale Boulevard is off limits right now between Montrose Street and San Ynez Street, and traffic is just a huge mess with delays backing up from Montana Street. It's also affecting Park Avenue as it merges there onto Glendale Boulevard. Huge mess in that area. We're also looking at the drive along the 101, getting out of Woodland Hills. Delayed away from DeSoto all the way to the 170-134 split. More slowing in Hollywood from Sunset Boulevard into downtown Los Angeles. And let's look at Pasadena, 210 eastbound, still very crowded and slow. Away from the 134 freeway, you're on the brakes to the 57. We're slowing ahead in Upland from Baseline, looking better just before the 15. And the 15 in the Cajon Pass, loading up away from Glen Helen Parkway all the way to the 138. Kfi in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by iAccidentLawyer.com.
Tired of the BS? We spent $500,000 at risk. Result, $8 million for leg-injured motorcyclists. iAccidentLawyer.com.
Results may vary, no guarantee.
Most Californians live within 30 miles from an active fault, and earthquakes can happen anywhere and any time in the Golden State. So, do you know how to protect yourself when an earthquake strikes? Make sure your home, workplace, school, and community are planning to practice how to drop, cover, and hold on during the Great Shakeout. Get prepared and worry less. Join us for the Great Shakeout. This message is brought to you by StrengthenMyHouse.com. Shakeout Day is October 21st.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Have you received your free AAA full picture quote? It gives you a 360